Hello everybody, got a special video for y'all today, and this is one I am very excited for because I just got this box set yesterday in the mail, unexpectedly. I had only ordered it I think 2 days before it got here, but of course it was only coming from one state away, so wouldn't have taken too long. I am doing an unboxing of Bob Dylan, the Complete Album Series. Now, let me tell you right now, I bought this set. Take a guess what I bought it for. Alright, you took your guess? I got this for $62 with free shipping. But of course, there's obvious reason. There's a big kind of dent like that right there. And some of the CDs, the packaging is a little bit bent. There's a rip on the Blonde on Blonde album. But that's nothing. I don't really care about that. At least I got the whole thing here. And there are misprints, which leads me to believe that this could possibly be a bootleg. I really hope it's not. Like I said, it only came from one state away. So, I mean, unless that person bought this and it turned out to be a bootleg and then they sold it to me, that's, that's why I never buy these from China, because I have heard that most of the box sets that come from there, because of how cheap they are as well, a lot of them turn out to be bootlegs. But, yeah, let's open her up right away. Nothing really inside the box. And this is what you get. Woo! 41 albums and 47 discs. That's a lot. So we'll take out the book, just kind of show you a couple of pages. There are it's falling over. There are a little over 260 pages in the book. It basically just, talks about each album. It's got pictures and album art and stuff. Not really. Just a little quick read, I guess, because I wouldn't imagine this would take, oh, maybe it would. For me, at least. Lots of small words. I thought it was lots of big words and pictures. Because I'm simple. But yeah, that's basically it. Not really much to the book there. Slide the book right back in there. Now we get to the CDs themselves. Where do I want to put this? Alright, one sec, I'm gonna put the box on something to elevate it a little bit for me. So first we have got the self-titled debut. And this isn't like weak kind of packaging either, because I know that with some of these mini LP replica sleeves, they're really cheap, almost paperish, but this is like thick cardboard kind of, and they all come in these little sleeves like this, which is really nice. I checked out every CD as well. They all seem to be in really, really great condition. It's just really hard to get the plastic back in there, but I'm not going to take every CD out. You just see what you get in here. But like I said, there are misprints, and I will point those out once I get to them. Let me take the book out. It really smashes them all together, and it's hard to get them out then. And here we got the Freewheelin'. Now I really wonder if this is a bootleg. That's darker than the usual. That's darker than the usual cover. really suck to find out if this is a bootleg. You know, the first major box set that I ever buy, and it turns out to be fake. The times they are changing. But even if it does turn out to be fake, the music is still on here, and unless the music sucks as well, the quality, then I'm going to be disappointed. We got another side of Bob Dylan. Which, if that is the case, that the music quality is bad, then it's a good thing that I'm not planning on selling all my other Bob Dylan albums right away. Because I got probably about a dozen of his albums just in like regular jewel case form. And I planned on selling them once I got this set. But now I've actually really got to check to make sure that this isn't a bootleg. Because misprints, that's explainable, you know. But the freewheeling, they had a dark cover on it. I don't recall it being that dark. At least not my jewel case version is. We got Bringing It All Back Home. I like how I keep throwing in other random things between me, showing you each album. Talking about other things. We got the legendary Highway 61 Revisited. I used to listen to this on repeat like every week when I got my first copy. Then we got Blonde on Blonde, which of course is the gatefold like that. They got the CDs on the inside, and then a picture like that. But yeah, this is obviously, this is the only rip on any of the albums. Not really a big deal. At least not for me. Then we got John Wesley Harding. And then Nashville Skyline. Heard a lot of good things about this one. You know, I mean, it's really kind of mixed. I hear a lot of good things, I hear a lot of bad things. Because this is around the era that he left his more 60s sound, his more recognizable sound, especially up by that point. But of course, that was also shortly after his motorcycle accident. Then we got Self Portrait, the legendarily hated album. Also a gatefold, but it's just a single disc. And this is also where another one of the kind of the mess ups on the packaging like that. Oh, I fixed it. It was like flattened out. The spine was flattened out a little bit. I like how they got all the discs numbered too. Really helps to remember your place in there, but of course with the misprints, it could be a little bit hard to find out where they still go. We got New Morning. And we got Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid soundtrack. I could have picked up a really good original vinyl copy of that, but I never did. Don't know why. It was up at a record shop in Frankenmuth, Michigan. Some of you might know that place. Haven't been up there in a while. It might still be there. So we've come across our first misprint, which is Dylan. The misprints are all on the spines. It's numbered as disc 3 the times they are a-changin'. So there's your first misprint there. None of the CDs are misprinted, so you know there's nothing wrong on that part. But we got that. That's our first one. I didn't even count them all. I think there's probably about 4 or 5 misprints. Then we got Planet Waves. Always with the interesting artistic cover. And then we got Dylan and the Band, Before the Flood, which this one is, of course, a gatefold as well, 2-disc gatefold. Wait, no. And then we got the Blood on the Tracks, which also seems to be quite darker than the regular album art. This is probably bootleg, to be honest. It's probably a bootleg, which is quite disappointing. That's why I haven't bought any box sets, is because I don't know what's real and what's not. And then, of course, we got right here Bob Dylan and the Band, Basement Tapes, which I just bought a copy of this that I showed you in one of my recent finds videos, probably about a little over a week ago. I mean, when I actually bought it, it was probably about 2 weeks ago by this point. Right there. Oh, plus that's another misprint on the Basement Tapes. Under discs, it's numbered discs 11 and 20. It's supposed to be 19 and 20. So that's kind of a funny one, actually. Then we got Bob Dylan's Desire. Then we got Hard Rain. And then we got Street Legal, which, fun fact, this is the first Bob Dylan album that I ever owned on vinyl. First one I ever got on vinyl. I thought it was the first one that I had gotten on CD too, but I remembered I got that a little bit later, after I'd gotten an entire box full of Bob Dylan albums. And then here we got Bob Dylan at Budokan. So many famous live albums from Budokan here. There's this one, and then of course Cheap Tricks live at Budokan. Ozzy Osbourne, he's got a really good one too. Dir en Grey, they had a live album and DVD package kind of thing. That was 2 days at Budokan. That was an awesome one as well. Can't remember. Didn't Judas Priest do a album at Budokan? I can't remember. But that place has seen that place has seen a lot. Then we got Slow Train coming. And then Saved, which this is the second album I ever owned on vinyl of Dylan's discography. Nope, we haven't come across another misprint yet. I thought that we would have by this point. Nope. Nope, not yet. Okay, we got Bob Dylan's Shot of Love. Definitely one of his most interesting album covers. Like, it's so much different from what you usually see of his. I don't know, it's just the most in your face, but I believe it's, supposed to be like that, really. And then we got Infidels. And Real Live. Empire Burlesque. And then here we finally get to the infamously most well-known, hated Dylan album, most forgotten Dylan album, Knocked Out Loaded. Which I like the album art on here, but I don't know what's on the album, especially because it's the same thing on both sides. You know, there's no track listing or anything. But I like the album art, so, and that's always a good sign to the rest to the music that's going to be on there. Now we got Down in the Groove. That over. And then here we got Dylan and the Dead, which is another album cover that I always liked. Really cool one on there. Then we got Oh Mercy. And then this one, which is also another album that I've heard mainly mixed reviews about, but that I've heard more negativity towards than positivity, is Under the Red Sky. But of course I haven't heard it myself, so that'll be interesting experience. Good As I've Been to You. And then here we come across our next misprint already. We got Bob Dylan's World Gone Wrong, but on the spine it is marked as, for one, it's marked as disc 40 when it's supposed to be 39, and it's marked Time Out of Mind. And then our next one, which is marked disc 39 when it should be 40, is MTV Unplugged. This record has the final track on here, which is With God on Our Side. I want to hear the MTV version on here because I really like that song. I'd like to hear a live version of it in his style that he was doing at the time. And then here we got the actual Time Out of Mind, which is also labeled as disc 40, which is the correct one. I just realized I messed that up. So World Gone Wrong is labeled as disc 40 when it should be 38. MTV Unplugged was correct. And then Time Out of Mind, disc 40, that's correct as well. So then we got Love and Theft. Got Modern Times. Together Through Life, which this one, I do have an old review of this on my channel. Don't watch it. It's a very bad review. It's basically me just repeating the same thing. Oh, it's good. It's not as good as his early stuff, but it's good. But it's still not as good as but it's still good. Like, it was a horrible review. I only leave it up to anybody who dares watch it, but it's also to show the progression of my channel. But I still wouldn't advise it. I need to I'm going to probably end up reviewing all of his albums if I ever get the chance to listen to them all, because this is a lot. And then we got Christmas in the Heart, which I don't really like Christmas albums, so yeah, that's not really one that I would be looking forward to. I guess I could say his version of Must Be Santa's okay, but I just don't like Christmas music. And then we got our last misprint here, which is Tempest, but it is labeled as Dylan and the Dead, disc 34, when it should be disc 45. So yeah. But I don't mind much about the misprints because I already know how all of the albums are situated in here. I know the orders of them. So I would know what I'm looking for and where to find it. And then we come to our last one, which is side tracks. Which, for those of you who don't know, it's basically just 2 discs that compile, I believe it's like B-sides, a couple of demos and stuff, some live recordings. And how many songs? 15, so it's 30 songs across the 2 discs, because it's also got Things Have Changed on there, which is a song that I've always liked. Let me get the book back in there real quick. So, that is the Bob Dylan box set. 41 albums across 47 discs. It's more than likely a bootleg, but I'm still glad that I got it. If the music quality is bad, that's the only downside to that. I'm wrong. Okay, let me flip the lid around. There. I really like the size, too. It's a pretty decent sized box. And then this has just got the thing on the bottom. Yeah. So, thank you all for watching. I've been looking forward to doing one of these bigger unboxing videos on my channel, and I finally got the chance to do it. So, let me know if you own this set in the comments below, what you think of it, if you've accidentally purchased a bootleg before, and if you could tell me if this is a bootleg or not, just from the information that I gave you, the misprints, the darker album work, or the darker album covers, because I've heard that right there is the signal that it's a bootleg. But, you know, there could have been screw-ups like that just with the regular editions like this. Or the regular editions in general. So, yep. Probably a long video. This is probably at least 15 minutes by now. But yes, thank you all for watching. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace. Oh wow, no, it's over 20 minutes. Damn.